What up? So, I was actually 6 years old when I was first diagnosed with type 1. I actually was on a school trip with some classmates and my mom, and we went to an aquarium. I was in the gift shop. I couldn't get this stuffed whale or whatever, and I started absolutely flipping out, screaming, crying, throwing up. I mean, you name it, I probably did it. Um, and as a kid, I was never that type of person. I was pretty quiet, reserved to myself, and never really like threw tantrums like that. So that was already like out of character for me. And then the next day, I was actually up peeing and chugging water like every 5 minutes. Very unusual. I was brought to the hospital, and my blood sugar was through the roof. And then they diagnosed me with type 1 diabetes. So, starting out, I was on injections. I did daily injections, had to limit like how much I was eating with every meal. And that was like torture as a kid, going to all these birthday parties with candy and sweets around. It was pretty tough. And then I eventually transitioned to pens, insulin pens, and that made my life a little bit better. At least like the injectable portion was like portable. I didn't have to like carry syringes with me. And then after the pens, I went to an insulin pump. I think the first one I had was an Animus, and then I went to a Medtronic. Um, and I mean, that was like revolutionary. It was like the fourth grade, and I started having this device on me. Everyone thought it was like a pager. Um, but this thing, at least I didn't have to inject myself with insulin every day. All I had to do was change the inset like every couple days, and then I could just kind of punch buttons and give myself insulin. And so I was on pumps pretty much from like middle school all throughout high school, throughout college. Um, it was difficult because playing sports, I did basketball and football, especially with contact sports. I had to take the pump off, and I would play around with like, okay, what would I have to eat before I go in the game? I would eat like a little like mini pack of Skittles, go in the game, and then play and have to come out. But it was hard to kind of keep my sugar in the desired range because I felt like if my blood sugar went too high, I wouldn't be able to play as well. I felt like very fatigued and like stiff. And then vice versa, if I went too low, I also just felt like I couldn't play to the best of my ability. So it was tough to kind of keep myself in that range. I had to take the pump off. I could only go in for a certain amount of time. So sports are definitely